Tensura What If? Silver Timeline by CBCTEBAS Chapter 14 Lei's Feelings. The time when Argent was out exploring the castle. "So, Lei, how was it?" asked Veldanava. "It was fun, Veldanava-sama. To be able to stay by Argent-sama's side for 2 years working together side by side was more than I could ever hope for." While speaking monotonously, happiness can be hinted in her voice. "You should just call him brother, you know? You two were born at the same time?" "Nonsense, Veldanava-sama, for someone such as myself to call Argent-sama so casually, even more than as someone close to him, is blasphemous. Just being able to utter his name is enough for someone like me," said Lei matter-of-factly. "Sigh, what a troublesome girl. So, are you planning to become his subordinate?" asked Veldanava. Veldanava took in Lei when she was born in this world. Unlike Veldanava's other seraphim, Lei had an ego when she was born and stood out. She is in debt to Veldanava for everything he has provided for her and has sworn loyalty to him. However, this loyalty has wavered over the span of 100 years ago, when the knowledge of Argent, a being who was also half primordial, was known. Using her unique skill given to her by Veldanava, she observed Argent from afar, and has grown to respect and acknowledge him as her creator. Veldanava has said many times that she should just meet with him and talk to each other. However, Lei was shy. No, the right term is disenchanted. What would the person that she respects react when he sees her? Will he be happy, angry, disgusted, and other potential reactions flooded her brain, which, in turn, kept her from actually meeting him. Luckily for her, Veldanava was able to make a situation where the two would meet up and cooperate with each other. "As much as I want to, Veldanava-sama, I still want to remain at your side for a couple more centuries to repay my debt. I already told you, you don't have to repay me. In fact, there isn't even a debt to be paid. It's not like your life was in danger or anything of the matter. Tell me the real reason why," ordered Veldanava. Lei, frozen for a bit. I am still not prepared to become Argent-sama's subordinate. Right. I need to show him first that I am worth taking in as a subordinate." Lei stammered a bit. She was looking for excuses to dodge the question. But dodging the question quickly gave the obvious answer right away. Veldanava could only smile as he sees the expressionless Lei have a face of embarrassment, even if only for a tiny bit in her expression. This will take a long time to get her to become his subordinate, but still, few hundred years and she'll have a full-blown ego. Recalling the words of Argent, maybe it wouldn't even take that long, mused Veldanava. Scorched Dragon's argument. Why did you do that? Veldanava was stunned. Argent was just wiped out without a trace. And it was done by his sister, the Scorched Dragon Velgrind. Veldanava wasn't really angry. He knew Argent can be revived. But still, he was surprised of Velgrind's action. Looking to his side, he can see Lei preparing to attack Velgrind. Her whole body was quivering, holding off her anger. Veldanava prayed she wouldn't attack her. "Why, you ask?" said Velgrind. "Obviously, because I'm not interested in getting a partner." "Huh? Partner? What does that mean? What do you mean, Velgrind? What is this about a partner?" asked Veldanava. "Obviously about the demon earlier. You said the name was Argent, right? I'm not interested in having him as a partner." Wait, who said anything about you being his partner? I never did, and I doubt anyone else would." "Sigh, brother. It was very obvious. Let's state some facts. This Argent is a demon, correct?" "Yes. Is he primordial?" "Well, yes. You gave him a job?" "Yes." Veldanava continues to confirm the facts that were stated by Velgrind. As he continues to confirm, he already realized where this conversation is going to. "So a primordial demon that you met has been given a job by you, brother, and is meeting up with another true dragon, Velgrind, that you, Veldanava, planned to introduce to each other." "Yes. Are you getting there yet? Doesn't this event seem awfully familiar? Maybe déjà vu?" Veldanava was left speechless. The situation was similar to meeting up with Guy, whether he admits it or not. "But I never said anything to Velzard that she should partner up with Guy. That was her own choice," reasoned Veldanava. Velgrind looked at Veldanava and sighed, exasperated to the words that left the mouth of her brother. "Brother, you can't fool me. Guy and Big Sister only met because you introduced them to each other. They often meet up because of situations that you set up. Did you forget? You asked me to help a few times as well. You know how Big Sister feels about you and wants to be acknowledged by you. And yet, you often look in Guy's direction to make her target switch from you to Guy. Honestly, I kept quiet because I wasn't involved and now this happens," explained Velgrind. "Wait, don't phrase it like I'm some evil manipulator. I was just introducing them to each other to give them both people they can treat as equal. While I admit, I was planning on having Velzard support Guy, I never planned for the two to be partners. The plan in my head was, Velzard will help from time to time," defended Veldanava, pointing her finger to Veldanava. "So you admit it, that you were planning to set me up with that demon from earlier? To have me befriend him and help him if he gets in trouble? Well, I mean, there are a lot of strong beings out there that only true dragons can defeat. It's just insurance. Argent isn't even on Guy's level yet, so he needs it," said Veldanava. "Argent is now a primordial demon. But that barely changes his current strength level. He is still an archdemon, he is still weaker than Guy. Although, strength-wise he should be at around top of Class 5. AN. Class 5 equals Special A to Demon Lord Seed. Argent is around Demon Lord Seed Carrion. That was the reason for getting the new body. If he gets the new body, and if you add the magicules Veldanava will give him, that should be more than enough for him to evolve to Demon Peer, even without the naming process. The only reason Veldanava hasn't given Argent the magicules yet is because his current body would not be able to handle it. That's why the new body was required. But still, you didn't have to kill him. It wasn't just about killing him. If he was able to survive that, I was planning to consider helping him out. Alas, he was just a weakling." Lei couldn't hold it anymore and rushed to Velgrind. Using the short sword that she has, she tried making a direct hit on her body. Keyword tried. Before she could even get close, another scorching breath attack was ready to hit her. Using the shield Aegis that was a legendary grade weapon, she blocked the attack and diverted its force to the side. "Ho, do you want to fight me?" asked Velgrind, amused by Lei's action. "How dare you? Why you?" Lei's whole body was trembling from anger. She took another stance. So did Velgrind when the two were about to hit each other. "Stop!" Veldanava got in between and stopped the two. He held Velgrind's hand that was casting Scorch magic and Lei's weapon. "Alright, that's enough from the both of you. Especially you, Lei, calm down. Argent is fine. He'll revive in a few centuries, don't worry. And you, Velgrind, you should stop insulting Argent. I consider him my friend. And I won't tolerate any more of this," said Veldanava. Velgrind took of using her dragon wings. Similarly, Lei flew using her angel wings, probably returning to heaven. "Sigh, how am I going to explain this to Twilight?" muttered Veldanava under his breath. In the front of the facility of Twilight. "Oh, Veldanava, Sama, it has been some time now, yes? Is Argi-kun coming back? I hope that he has been useful to you." Twilight was the one who opened up and met with Veldanava at the front of the facility. "Ah, yes, Argent was a big help. I won't be staying long, I'm just going to inform you of something." Veldanava declined Twilight's invitation to go inside the facility. All Veldanava wanted to do is tell them about what happened to Argent and leave. "Oh, may I ask what is this? Argent is, how do I say this? He's dead." Not being able to find words to code it, he just said it bluntly. Argi-kun died? From what may I ask?" Twilight was surprised. "Yeah, it was Velgrind." Argent took a direct hit from her breath. "That's all I can say for now. Anyways, he should revive in a few hundred years, so don't worry." After saying what needed to be said, Veldanava quickly flew, leaving Twilight, who was frozen in place. What happened? Timeskip * somewhere in the underworld. A being was about to be revived. This being was forming with a silver glint to it, and from this light came out Argent. Once fully revived, he checked his body and his memories for any abnormalities. Once he has confirmed that nothing was wrong, he left the place. He wanders around the underworld to gather information. Anything or anyone that can keep him up to date. While traveling, he sensed John near the area, and quickly went to her. Arriving to her location, he could see her fighting some greater demons and archdemons. Normally it would be unfair from a normal person's POV to have one girl fight of a lot of people, but I feel like I'll die again if I interrupt her fun. I'll just wait over here. Once the battle, or more like the slaughter, was over, he approached John. She looked at his direction and came closer. Argent. Long time no see, finally back from the dead, I see. Raising her palm, summoning a large magic formation directed at Argent. It has been a while, John, I see you haven't changed at all, replied Argent, while blocking the magic aimed at him. The two primordials have been good friends, when one taught the other about magic. The two continued to keep firing off large magic at each other, destroying the landscape. For the two, this was just common greeting between the two, to see if the other has neglected getting stronger or have improved in fighting. Once the two finished assessing each other, they both sat down on chairs with a table that Argent pulled out of his stomach. They chatted with each other to be up to date to what the other has been doing. Anyway, I actually went to the material world around a few decades ago. It was fun. The destruction of the nation that summoned me was a nice experience. The souls filled with the emotion of fear and despair was very tasty, said John. I know, right? Souls with intense emotions like that are the best, agreed Argent, reminiscing of when he was traveling in the material world. By the way, Argent, John called, drinking her tea. Argent looked at her, drinking his tea as well? I heard from Asari. I heard from Rain that you got killed by the scorched dragon Velgrand, and that she one-shotted you. Is that true? Asked John. Argent was wide-eyed. How the hell did Rain knew of his shameful death from the scorched dragon? Well, yes. I did lose to her that way. Shamefully, he admitted it. I know that the true dragons are really strong, but are they that strong? Asked John. I haven't fought one yet, but from what I could recall from the attack used on me, and used it as a basis, then yes, they're strong. I heard Guy is around that level as well. Seriously? That person actually got to that level of strength? Right? It was so ridiculous. Even Rain Tan and Misery got stronger as well. I couldn't even survive a fight longer than a minute from the two. That's not even mentioning Guy. Argent complained the ridiculousness of the three primordials' strength. Speaking of level of strength, you seem different. I can't quite figure it out yet. John eyed Argent. While still being the same demon, Argent's aura is giving of a different feeling, albeit only slightly, that you'll only notice if you pay attention. That's because with the help of some people, I became a true primordial demon, not just semi-primordial, Argent said proudly. You're right. You're more like us than before. It was hard to notice since you already feel like one of us from the start. John finally noticed the change. Anyway, John, I have a favor to ask. Argent asked John in a serious tone. What is it? Meanwhile, John just stayed acting casual. Remember those nuclear magic I couldn't do? Teach it to me again. This time I'm confident I could learn it, Argent said to John. Argent wouldn't just take his death from Velgrand go just like that. Even if only a little, he's planning on getting some type of revenge in any type of way. Sounds fun, why not? John easily agreed. And the two for the next decade continues to destroy landscape after landscape in the underworld. Once the two separated from each other, Argent was planning on getting summoned, and after a year of waiting he finally found one. Like usual, he arrives in a place that is a castle's throne room. The royalty or the king is sitting at the throne, the mage is exhausted, and guards all around. I never really noticed before, but does being in the material world weaken spiritual beings? Maybe if you don't have a material body it does. From what I could assess, archdemon strength is the limit of a demon's strength in the material world. If these were the underworld, I should be able to show off more power. O demon who answer this summon, I seek your help and wish to give a request. The person who Argent presumed as king spoke. The king spoke in a very polite and respectful manner, choosing his words carefully as to not anger Argent. Argent was summoned as an archdemon. He didn't hijack a greater demon summoning, meaning the people in the throne room knew what they were getting into. I'm listening. Those were the only words Argent spoke. Lesser and greater demons have been constantly attacking from the north. I want you to stop them from destroying more of my cities. The nation that summoned Argent is in the northern part of the central continent, which is the closest to the frozen continent. That would require a large payment. I have payment. Bring them here. The king ordered the soldiers. The soldiers brought forth people chained up. Similar to how Argent's first summoned payment was. However, this time was different. Instead of slaves, the payment seems to be prisoners. The nation doesn't condone slavery and doesn't want to sacrifice its citizens. They, however, made a compromise for the greater good of the nation and offered up the prisoners for help and protection. There are more than 200 prisoners here. Is this enough? The king asked with a shake voice. He prayed in his heart that it was enough to satisfy the demon and accept the request. Yes, that would be enough. Argent, knowing the king's fears, replied calmly. The prisoners died and disappeared into thin air, leaving their clothing on the floor. I will now go and defend your borders from the demons. With a bow, Argent left the place via spatial magic.